Remember in the movie Good Will Hunting where Matt Damon sits down with a couple of counselors and goes, yeah, let's do it. Let the healing begin. Well, in LA County, we've got a new zero bail policy going into effect on October 1st. Let the purge begin. And even 50 Cent agrees with this. He's like, LA is over and done with. Let's get into it. Here we go. Pretty sure that criminals out there are going to go, all right, we got this new zero bail, so I'm not even going to have to put up any money for, said criminal activity. I'm going to just shy away from criminal activity in general. I mean, that's how this works, right? I'm sure this will work out fine. I'm sure that LA County will really benefit from this new policy. No, it's going to go sideways, right? As if LA, we're watching all the bash and grab, the dash and grab examples of criminality already, being witnessed on a worldwide stage. You reduce the consequences, you reduce bail. What direction is that going to send the criminal actions in? Is it going to dissipate them? No, but that's not what we're doing. This is what we're doing. New zero bail guidelines released take effect October 1st throughout LA County. Let the purge begin. If you don't know the Purge reference, it's a movie where there's a time period where anything goes. Anything goes. So it's like, what's going to happen? Is this family structure going to make it through? Is somebody going to get murdered? Is somebody going to get accosted? Somebody's home going to be broken into? You bring down those big metal rolling security gates and you lock yourself in for the purge. It's kind of what we're talking about, right? It's from Santa Monica. On July 18th, 2023, the Superior Court of LA County approved a new set of bail schedules for suspects arrested for misdemeanors and nonviolent felony crimes. But when you hear what some of the crimes are, you're like, hey now. All police departments in LA County, including the Santa Monica Police Department, must comply with the terms of the zero bail protocol. This is nuts. This is nuts, folks. These criminals have to have a stake in the game. They have to have a stake in their own freedom. Otherwise, you know what they're going to do? Show up for court? Hell to the no. The new bail schedule, slated to take effect in LA County on October 1st, 2023, will dictate one of three possible actions by law enforcement for an arrestee's release. Number one, they will cite and release. Arrestee is released at the location of the arrest. There you go. All right, here's your little piece of paper. It's not worth the, ink that I just spent on writing it or the paper that it's written on. But, I know you're not showing up in court, but we're just going to go through this little drill. And because this is what we're doing. Number two, they can book and release. Arrestee is booked into jail and then released on their own recognizance, on their own PR, personal recognizance. You promise to us that you will show up in court. I mean, maybe if you don't have, crimes booked on your schedule for that day that you're out doing, if you're not in jail already for another criminal activity you're doing, or if you're too whacked out on drugs, any of those things, or if you're maybe just walking your dog, or you just didn't feel like showing up in court. That's always a good one, right? Because you don't really have to go, because what's going to happen? You could have 45 outstanding arrest warrants for you. And you know what's going to happen? Some judge is just going to say, well, we know you're a good human being. Deep down, we believe in you. Therefore, just going to let you go. Just going to get out of here, son, daughter, get out of here. Do better next time. So number three is a magistrate review. Oh, that sounds serious. You could select cases referred to an on-call magistrate, and then they're going to make the call. And LA criminal system being what it is, I'm sure that's going to be just stupendous. The new release protocols will replace traditional bail schedules. Instead of assigning money bail amount to nonviolent felonies and misdemeanors, most arrestees will now be a cite and release or a book and release. I refer to it as catch and release because you know what that looks like? Letting the fish go right back into the river, the water, the lake, the riparian rights of waterways, right? It's a real estate term. You just don't care about that. Remember that riparian. If that ever comes up on your Jeopardy issue, Yep. So there it is. In a smaller number of cases, suspects arrested for certain crimes that pose an increased risk to the public will be referred to an on-call magistrate who will have discretion to determine the appropriate catch and release terms and conditions. And it didn't say catch and release. It said release terms. But I'm going to throw out catch and release because that's what this is, right? And that's why we're going to get to it in a second. Don't worry. We're going to check out the 50 cent. You can't say 50. It's 50. Capital offenses such as murder with special circumstances and limited felonies are not eligible for pre-arraignment zero bail release. I mean, it's horrible to say, but only the worst of the worst crimes are going to have bail, right? These criminals have zero skin in the game. Their freedom, it's not at stake. Catch and release. There you go. You're out of here. Good job. Whew. Yeah. They go to the next county. They go wherever. Just this long criminal history. And we wonder why criminal activity is increasing. It's due to nonsense like this, right? Under the new protocol, offenses listed as cite and release, catch and release, book and release, catch and release, or magistrate review, including nearly all theft offenses. Nearly all theft offenses. Any kind of thievery. Broken into a house, broken into a business, steal whatever. Vehicle code violations, other property crimes like vandalism, and some serious crimes that are deemed nonviolent. As an example, a person arrested for false imprisonment. You're kidnapping somebody, but you didn't hurt him. Under this new protocol is eligible for catch and release. So you can kidnap somebody. It's okay. There can be no bail. I mean, just promise on your own personal recognizance that you show up for said criminal hearing and we're all good. Did he show up? No, didn't show. Under the previous bail schedule, this is a kicker. Under the previous bail schedule, their bail amount would be $50,000. So $5,000 to bail out for kidnapping somebody. That still seems light, right? You kidnap somebody? Yeah. I'm sorry. We're not calling it kidnapping. We are calling it false imprisonment. Oh, you can't do that. Likewise, a person arrested for theft of an automobile, Grand Theft Auto, right? Here we go, is eligible for book and release, catch and release. Oh, that's good. Because who doesn't like to play Grand Theft Auto, right? And now that game needs to be updated because you ain't going to go to jail. You're not going to sit in jail because you can't pony up the money. I say good, because then that criminal is in jail, just sitting there waiting for the court date. That's fine. Let the judge work it out. The judge is probably going to turn him loose anyway, but a certain percentage will actually do some time. And that's what we're avoiding here is the whole catch and release thing. These criminals, yeah, they get cited, but they don't care. If there's no repercussions, why would they show up in court? While under the previous bail schedule, their bail for automobile theft was about $35,000. So they'd have to come up with $3,500. At least it's something. And now it's like, nope, there you go. All right, get out of here, Tiger. Go get him. Go steal that next Lamborghini. Go steal that. We did a podcast yesterday on a fireboat in Portland was stolen from downtown Portland on the Willamette River. And the thief, so he swims from downtown Portland from, I think it was the west side of the Willamette River. He swims to the east side of the Willamette River, hops in a fire and rescue boat. This is, serious stuff. He gets in there, he cranks up both of those outboards, and he goes on a joyride 40 miles down the river, halfway to the outlet where the Columbia River dumps out into the Pacific Ocean. And he gets 40 miles down the river. He tries to dock the boat. He tears up a prop, won't go anywhere. Boat floats out into the river. Guy jumps off in Port of Kalama, just halfway to the ocean, and gets busted there. But people are stealing police boats, fire and rescue boats, because there's really no repercussions for their actions. Offenses involving guns, sexual battery, crimes against children, elders, and contact with minors with intent to commit a sexual offense are examples of offenses subject to magistrate review. So a magistrate is going to now go, catch and release. Go get him, Tiger. Go get that next small child. That's what's going to happen. So when we joke about the purge, is it really a joke? No, this is crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. And the reasoning behind this is that it's been, some folks can't afford bail. Oh, what? Hey now, that's a concept. Here's the deal. You commit the crime, you know what the price is that you're going to pay. Now there's no price to pay. Let the purge begin, right? While this represents a significant change in protocol for all law enforcement agencies in LA County, we're coming from, this is being written by Santa Monica. The Santa Monica Police Department is committed to the safety and security of our community. We will not waver in our commitment to safeguarding our residents, visitors, and business owners, even while we work within the processes set forth by the Superior Court of Los Angeles County. This is where woke goes sideways and comes back to absolutely bite the community in the backside. And by that, I mean the purge that is inevitable, that will happen in LA County. It's just, you're not going to have criminal activity, go down. Criminals aren't going to go, oh, okay, well, I mean, there's no reason we shouldn't do this. So maybe we'll just go on to our next crochet project, Now we're going to get into some gardening. We're going to put the stolen gun down, and we're going to put the balaclava down, the ski mask down, and we're just going to get into some gardening. We're going to get into some, we're going to grow some kale. We're going to grow some spinach, because who doesn't like that in their smoothie? We're going to grow some carrots. I've had terrible luck with carrots. We're going to grow some potatoes. I've killed it in the potato game. Yeah, good. All right, let's take a look at 50 Cent, see what he says. Now, when a rapper turned born again Christian says that LA is finished after the city reinstates its no bail policy, that's when you tend to listen, right? Because 50 Cent, he had some songs. Let's read this one quick. Rapper 50 Cent says LA is about to get out of control thanks to so-called bail reform. Is this reform or just elimination? It's elimination, isn't it? The hip-hop out-of-control icon took to Instagram to bemoan the ongoing crime crisis in the City of Angels and said it's about to get even worse after a judge recently reinstated a controversial no-bail policy there. LA is finished, wrote the 48-year-old rapper whose real name is Curtis Jackson. He goes by Fitty, right? Watch how bad it gets out there. Shake my head. I'm sure that was on Twitter. The rapper included video of a TV segment about the ruling which eliminates bail for anyone charged with a misdemeanor or nonviolent felony, akin to New York's controversial reforms. How's that working out in New York? Los Angeles city officials have implemented the no bail policy during the COVID-19 pandemic shutdown to ease pressure on crowded city jails and decreed that inmates already behind bars for crimes such as shoplifting, vandalism, and drug possession to be released. All right, yeah, we don't want them to get Rona, so let's just throw them out to the community and we'll just see how this goes. They're going to throw out some violent offenders out into the community, people responsible for killing others by peddling drugs. We don't want them to get the Rona. Can't have that. No siree. No Rona for them. The policy expired in July 2022, but in May, Judge Lawrence Riff ruled that the cash bail system was unconstitutional and reinstated the order, KTTV reported. Here's Fitty. Sitting at a ball game. What's he sitting at? What kind of outfits he got going on there? All right. He's got the OG. I don't even know. Look at that chain though. That guy, look at that. Look at that watch. Look at that ring. I mean, that's a pinky ring if I ever saw one, right? Fitty. The outlet said Riff asked city prosecutors and law enforcement officials to present themselves to argue in defense of the cash bail system before he rendered a decision, but that none of them showed up. What? In his follow-up post on Sunday, 50 Cent took issue with a media report about his stance that also noted he's had his share of run-ins with the law in the past. I understand why Deadline is reporting my opinion, he wrote. I'm a big deal. But why did they write I had run-ins with the law? I'm a born-again Christian. Jackson rose to hip-hop fame with the titles including How to Rob, I Get Money, and Candyland. Oh, Fitty. I blame a lot of what's gone down in society with the direction that certain music genres lead our youngest generation. Because when you literally hear songs about how to rob or I get money, some of the songs about how they treat women, it is just like, I'm on my boat and I oftentimes have just a big group of young people and they play this music, just around the clock where I actually know a lot of the music. Some of it's instrumental, but a lot of it isn't. And some of the lyrics, attitudes towards women, attitudes towards being a gangster, attitudes towards drugs, attitudes towards stealing cars. I mean, it's all out there, right? It is just gangbanger galore. And the music reflects it. In their defense, they're just saying, kind of like NWA back in the day, saying, hey, when we talk about F the police, we're just talking our story. We're just relaying our history of what we've seen. Yeah, but you're also glorifying violence. You're also glorifying a negative attitude towards the cops. You're also glorifying how to rob. I know Fitty. He's reformed. He's big on Jesus now. And that's okay. I believe people can change as well. But how to rob. Yeah. But no, I'm 100% in agreement with Fitty on this one. LA is going to have some issues. It's already got issues, right? This just exacerbates it. That word, you know what I mean? Can't say it, but you know what I mean. So how's this going to go down? We're seeing this go down across the country in areas where we've got this no bail issue going on. Or you know what? You don't even have to have no bail. You just have to have a criminal system that doesn't prosecute people. You have to have district attorneys who have been put in place to basically just, let people go. Let them go. Doesn't matter what they do. And that's why criminal activity has just, it's gone crazy. The stuff we're saying, how about these street shows, these side shows? There's going to be a massive one in California where they were going to literally go from one city to another. Cops beat them to it. But I read about these and you'll see the footage of these cars and people are standing around. There'll be a couple hundred people. They've had issues of this down in Portland. We don't have as much of that here in state of Washington. I haven't seen it. I live about a block from a major arterial, Northeast 24th, which goes east and west. And we will hear motorcycles it's a big, steep downhill to the east towards Lake Sammamish. At the bottom is literally Lake Sammamish, which is a massive, really cool lake. But in the middle of the night, I will hear somebody just winding it up to like 120 going down a big hill. That's our version of a street show. But in other cities, you've got this crazy criminal activity going on, illegal street, not only racing, but basically just, drifting in a huge, think Tokyo Drift. I'm sure you saw all of those movies, right? You didn't? Your kids didn't make them watch them with you? What's wrong with your children? Nah, I raised two boys and we watched all the Tokyo Drift and all those shows. I think I watched them all up to the point where Paul, what's his name? He died. He died in a car wreck. Terrible. But, so you got that going on. You've got people robbing people left and right. We're undergoing here in Bellevue. Our police chief just basically came out and said, all right, here's the deal. If somebody bumps into you in a car late at night, don't get out and exchange information. Maybe hunker down and take a look around to see what's going on first. Because we've had 3 instances, and this is unusual for Bellevue. We've had 3 instances where people have had the young gentlemen, we believe it's the same ones, get out and point a gun and say, hey, we'd like to borrow your car. Would you please give us your car? And one was at 156th and Belred Road. I'm at 134th and Belred Road, so about a mile and a half east of here. The individual that was being asked to have their car borrowed at gunpoint, they said, no. And they had this back and forth. And police chief is saying, we don't recommend that. Give them whatever they want. If you have a gun pointed at you and you don't have a gun to point back, we're going to recommend that you just give them whatever they want and do whatever they want. And invariably, the criminals are driving a Kia or a Hyundai. There's video out there of somebody driving away after they've robbed this poor woman of her car, and they literally said, were the Kia boys? I think it was the Kia boys. So there's a group of kids going around, with Kias and Hyundais. If they can basically start your vehicle using a USB kind of little flash drive, put it in the car, and they've got the code to make it go. So you've got stuff like that going on. And with all of this crazy stuff going on, you're going down a road of no bail? Huh. I mean, I'm sure that'll work out, right? I mean, that'll deter some criminality out there. Even 50 Cent, even a dude with a song called How to Rob now says, LA's done. We'll have to see. October 1st coming up soon. I'm recording this to you in mid-September. We got a couple of weeks. Is the purge going to happen? It's already kind of happening, right? Let's be reasonable. It's already kind of happening. You don't have to go far and you look in the media and go, ooh, LA. Oh, yeah. Ooh, crazy town. Crazy stuff going on. All right. That's it for me. Thanks so much for being here. I will catch up with you on the next one. See you then. Bye for now.